Welcome once again. This is your news tonight. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango to take you through what's making headlines. Now, starting off with UPDF President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the commander-in-chief of the UPDF, Thursday evening appointed General Muhoozi Kainerugaba as new Chief of Defense Forces, replacing General Wilson Mbadi, who has been appointed minister in the new cabinet reshuffle. Defense Ministry spokesperson Brigadier General Felix Kulaije has confirmed the new changes made by the Commander-in-Chief and takes immediate effect.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in his powers as the Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, has made several changes in the UPDF leadership. In the changes released by the defense spokesperson, Brigadier General Felix Kulaije, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba has been appointed the new Chief of Defense Forces, replacing General Wilson Mbadi, who has been appointed State Minister for Trade.
The Honorable General Mbadi has been appointed Minister of State for Trade in the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Tourism and Cooperatives. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba has been appointed the CDF of the UPDF. Deputy CDF, Honorable Lieutenant General Peter Elwelu, has been appointed Senior Presidential Advisor. In his position, he has been replaced by Lieutenant General Samuel Okiding as Deputy CDF.
General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, as Senior Presidential Advisor in charge of Special Operations, is a senior military officer who has served in different capacities prior to this new appointment.
Established the airborne section of the Special Forces. Actually, the beginning of Special Forces was presidential protection combining with the airborne forces. That was an initiative of General Muhoozi Kainerugaba when he was, I think, Lieutenant Colonel at that time. And he's been involved in combat in Central African Republic, in DRC, in South Sudan. He has done courses both within and outside the country. So General Muhoozi Kainerugaba is going to put a footprint on the successful completion of the professionalization process.
General Mbadi, in his military career, has held various top positions, including ADC to the President, Deputy Chief of Defense Forces, Joint Chief of Staff of the UPDF, a position he served from May 2013 until January 2017.
Improve the welfare of our troops, improve the logistics support of our force to make sure we have adequate mobility for the commanders, for the logistics, for the troops.
General Mbadi has seen the APDF grow, the highest saving cooperatives of Wazalendo, SACCO, which is the APDF SACCO. He has seen the APDF grow to start a science, an ICT and science university in Jinja. He has seen the UPDF successfully deal a decisive blow against the ADF in Eastern Congo. He has seen successful operations against the cattle thieves and rustlers in Karamoja.
Lieutenant General Sam Okiding has been appointed Deputy Chief of Defense Forces, replacing Lieutenant General Peter Elwelu, who has been appointed Senior Presidential Advisor.
Deputy CDF has been an artillery officer mainly. Actually, in the operations against LRA, the Sudanese from Khartoum and the LRA knew Okiding was a gun, because he was, as an artillery commander, he did a tremendous job in dealing a deadly blow to the LRA in the 90s. So General Okiding has been mainly a career officer in the artillery, and he was appointed Deputy CDF under General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
President Museveni also promoted the Chief of Staff, Land Forces, Major General Jack Agonza Bakasumba, to the Joint Chief of Staff, replacing Major General Leopold Chanda. Special Force Commander, Brigadier General David Mugisha, has been promoted to the rank of Major General. Haruna Mtesasira, UBC News.
Now, thank you very much there, Haruna Mtesasira. Now, in UBC Tonight's special coverage about these new appointments and changes plus transfers made at the helm of the UPDF leadership, our reporter Sharon Chumgisha profiles General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the new CDF.
First, Muhoozi attended schools in Tanzania, Mount Kenya Academy in Nyeri, Kenya, and Sweden. After his father became president of Uganda in 1986, he attended Kampala Parents School, King's College Buddo, and St. Mary's College Chisubi. Muhoozi joined Nottingham University, where he obtained a political science degree in 1997. In 1999, Muhoozi joined the Uganda People's Defense Forces at the rank of the officer cadet. Muhoozi was admitted to the Egyptian Military Academy, where he took both the company and battalion commanders courses. He also has attended the Kalama Armored Warfare Training School. In 2000, he graduated from the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, the British Army's officer training school. In 2007, he was admitted to a one-year course at the United States Army Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, graduating in June 2008. In September 2011, Muhoozi was promoted to Colonel. In early 2012, Muhoozi enrolled at the South African National Defence College for the Executive National Security Program. In August 2012, he was promoted to Brigadier General and appointed Commander, Special Forces Command. In 2013 and 2014, Muhoozi was one of the senior UPDF commanders who was deployed to South Sudan to support the government of South Sudan after fighting broke out in Juba between rival factions of the SPLA. In 2017, Muhoozi was appointed Senior Presidential Advisor on Special Duties, a position he held until December 2020. He also served as Commander of the Special Forces Command SFC from 2008 to 2017 and again from December 2020 to 2021. In June 2021, Muhoozi was appointed Commander of UPDF Land Forces, taking over from Lieutenant General Peter Elwelu. On March 21, 2024, the President of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, appointed General Muhoozi Kainerugaba as Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces. Sharon Chumgisha.
Thank you very much there, Sharon, for that profile. Now, again, as we look at the cabinet reshuffle, President Yoweri Museveni has made a mini cabinet reshuffle, dropping 5 ministers and bringing in 6 new entrants in a shake-up released late Thursday evening. Peter Lokeres replaces Kitutu as the new Karamoja Affairs Minister, as Seronko woman Member of Parliament Florence Nambozo Wamala replaces Agnes Nandutu as the new State Minister for Karamoja Affairs. General Mbasumbadi, who has been at the helm of UPDF as a CDF, is now Minister of State for Trade. Then Mbadi is replaced by Presidential Advisor on Special Operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Balam Barugahara, the Patriotic League of Uganda coordinator, Western Uganda, is now the State Minister designate for Youth and Children Affairs, replacing Sarah Mateke Nyerabachi, who is now the new State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs. The Principal Private Secretary to the President, Dr. Kenneth Omona, is now the State Minister for Northern Uganda. He replaces Grace Kuyuchinyi, who is now a Senior Presidential Advisor. Youth Representative to Parliament Fiona Nyamotoro is the new State Minister for Mineral Development, replacing Peter Lokeres, who has been elevated and appointed Minister of Karamoja Affairs. Kitgum woman Member of Parliament Lillian Abba is the new State Minister for Refugees Office of the Prime Minister, replacing Esther Anyakun, who is now State Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development. Asia Omaswa is the new Principal Private Secretary to the President. She replaces Dr. Kenneth Omona, who is now the Minister for Northern Uganda. The new changes in the Cabinet and the UPDF were released late Thursday evening through President Museveni's official Twitter handle. Both Karamoja Affairs Minister Dr. Mary Goreti Kitutu and Agnes Nandutu have been dropped and replaced. The two are battling Karamoja iron sheets scandal. Defense and Veteran Affairs Minister Vincent Sempija is now a new senior presidential advisor. He has been replaced by He's now a new senior presidential advisor, He has been replaced by Jacob Oboso, both hitherto state minister for defense. Both Grace Freedom Akuyechinyi, formerly state minister for Northern Uganda, and Harriet Ntabazi, the former state minister for trade, are now senior presidential advisors. Now, news of the appointment of events promoter and PLU vice chairperson for Western Uganda, Balam Barugahara Atenyi, as the state minister in charge of youth affairs, has stood up as the day's talk. In an exclusive interview with the minister designate, this is what he shared with UBC TV.
It has been a day of smiles for events promoter Barugahara Atenyi, who in the Thursday evening cabinet reshuffle secured the cabinet post of state minister in charge of youth and children affairs.
Your Excellency, I make this commitment, and I make the commitment to Uganda that I will serve diligently without discrimination, and I will serve in line with the NRM manifesto.
To Barugahara, this comes as a surprise.
It came as a shock. I was praying with my pastor. So we're praying, it's a norm, we do pray in the evening. So someone called me and told me, check Muhoozi's handle. So when I went to Muhoozi's handle, 3 seconds, actually, I didn't even spend 3 minutes. I'm among the people who respond to his handle. So immediately I went to number 29 and I discovered he had appointed me as a minister of state. This is not something simple.
He salutes the newly appointed CDF for nurturing him up to this level.
So I'm here to offer my special thanks and respect to the person who identified me in the first place, because I've worked with the president for so many years. I've been one of his top campaigners countrywide. But he had never seen that leadership element in me. I think he looks at me as a Vivulu organizer. But here comes a general in the armed forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who first of all spotted me, associated with me, identified me, trained and mentored, placed me in a responsible position of Vice Chairman Western PLU. He's the man who has done it all.
Then what about the dress code for a man whose t-shirt had become his brand?
Then Balam wears his one shirt, he's minimizing his expenses, he's not doing wastage, and he's expanding his pocket. Now that one becomes Balam which shirt. But who is rich, who's working hard to earn, and then the other Balam you want of Masuti, who's busy on the street conning people that we need money for this, we need money for this event. So let us not look at dress code as a key factor, but because there are codes of conduct and dress code for parliament and cabinet, I will honor those dress codes. But the moment I get out of parliament and in my car, I will always have my shirt.
Key among his focus in line with his duty will be mainly to lobby for the youth.
So for you young people in PLU, National Unity Platform, DP, UPC, come and join me to transform this country. Let us hear your problems. Let us hear your challenges. As your leader in the government, I will ensure those problems are addressed through my line minister, the cabinet minister. those issues should be addressed properly well, and then the president and cabinet, and if need be, they are taken to the floor of parliament.
The question of whether he will perform or not, the answers are satisfactory.
Balam has been appointed designated minister in charge of youth and children. Yes, I have worked with him. We've been mobilizing together. Post-COVID, we moved throughout the country to mobilize the youth to test whether COVID-19 can be resisted. And he has been working with youth for a long time. I have no doubt in his capacity to perform.
However, there are those who insinuate that the current appointments of PLU members into cabinet and the elevation of its chairman to CDF will partly slow down the mobilization agenda.
The chairman, he's not here, okay? So some things don't need, and even when you're doing Ubuntu, you don't need the president or somebody to be actually there. It's a group of people, and I can say we're pretty much organized to be able to run throughout and doing several activities to benefit Ugandans.
Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now, a section of members of parliament has appreciated President Yoweri Museveni in the fight against corruption. This follows an adjustment of the cabinet where some ministers were dropped after the recent scandal of the diversion of iron sheets meant for vulnerable communities in Karamoja.
The Karamoja docket faced the biggest disappointment after both cabinet and state ministers were dropped. Ministers including Mary Goreti Chitutu and Agnes Nandutu are undergoing court process for allegedly diverting iron sheets meant for the vulnerable communities in Karamoja. The duos is among the 5 ministers dropped from cabinet.
I just want to thank the head of this country, President Yoweri Museveni, for the opportunity he gave me to serve at the highest level in government as a cabinet minister. I am very grateful, and I thank him for that opportunity. While many people in the country saw nothing in me, President Yoweri Museveni saw something in me and appointed me to be one of the 100 most important or very important persons in this country. And I've done my best to serve this country.
Former State Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Agnes Nandutu, admits that the challenges which attacked her docket have caused her ministerial position.
I would have served even better, but because of the challenges that were there, I did a little, but at least I have left a mark where I was appointed. Where I have gone wrong, I ask the president to forgive me. But as I move from the front bench to the back bench, I'll still serve this government diligently. It doesn't mean that when you leave the field and you go to the bench, you don't remain one part of the team. I'm the part of the winning team, the NRM team, and I will cheer them from behind.
Nandutu has been replaced by Florence Wamala Nambozo, the woman member of parliament, Sironko district, while Minister Mary Goreti Chitutu was replaced by Peter Lokeris, who was moved from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. Members of parliament welcomed the move, citing the urgency in the fight against corruption.
At this time, we need to be firm and fight corruption. Anybody mentioned in a corruption tendency, that person is not fit to serve in the government offices. With that, I support him.
The MPs also expressed mixed reactions over the appointment of General Muhoozi Kainerugaba as the Chief of Defense Forces. The Foster General leads a pressure group dubbed the Patriotic League of Uganda, which has highly been deemed as a political movement.
He will not be participating. He will only be providing security to us as members of PLU who will be mobilizing for Museveni and NRM. So there is no contradiction at all in that. You see, the question of mobilization, you can say Chemaswet for NRM. Does it really offend NRM that Chemaswet is mobilizing for NRM? Or probably Mukula is mobilizing for NRM?
Kira Municipality MP Ibrahim Semujunganda says the appointment of General Muhoozi indirectly ends the PLU agenda.
It is not going to be possible for a CDF to go to capture to address it. That has ended. And I think Muhoozi had given a pointer when he was in Masaka, when he said elect people who will work for development and who will work with Museveni. So the people who had been excited by Muhoozi's birthday parties and subsequent rallies now must find refuge somewhere else. The outfit has unofficially been disbanded.
When you are now made a CDF, you are now playing a very critical role in the country's security architecture. That means politicking may not be an option anymore, but you have to pursue matters that relate to the security and peace of Uganda other than politicking.
General Kainerugaba has been serving as a senior presidential advisor in charge of special operations. Muhoozi also served as the Commander Land Forces until 2022. Lieutenant General Samuel Okiding has been appointed as the Deputy CDF. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Now, people in Karamoja sub-region have appreciated President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for appointing their very own Peter Lokres as the new Minister for Karamoja Affairs. In Thursday's cabinet change, where Minister Peter Lokres was appointed as the new Minister for Karamoja Affairs to be deputized by Florence Nambozo Wamala. Peter Lokres, who has been the State Minister for Water and Environment, replaces Dr. Mary Goretti Kitutu.
On Thursday evening, President Yoweri Museveni made changes in the cabinet positions. The reshuffle that brought in Peter Lokres as Minister for Karamoja Affairs responded to the long-awaited demands by the people of Karamoja of having their own as minister. The Karamojong have congratulated the new minister Peter Lokres and thanked President Yoweri Museveni for appointing him to represent their region.
Of state all along, and yet we are told these people don't reach to cabinet where issues to do with the cake are being discussed, but the Karamojong voice has never been there. But today, following last night's revelations, when they announced what we had, a Karamojong has been appointed minister for Karamoja.
I'm happy about it. I congratulate Muse Honorable Peter I. Lokres, because he's not just a leader or a politician or a cabinet minister, but he's also a cultural leader in the Ateker fraternity, meaning he's leading a group of people called Ateker from Ethiopia, from Sudan, from Kenya, and here in Uganda. Another care in Uganda stretches up to Teso and parts of Lango.
We are educated. That's why you find the president is rotating himself among the few. Lukeris, David Fulquan, there is another one called Dr. Lemilane. These are the people the president is rotating all about. But this is now the right time. I should even tell him now that I think, other than rotating within the same people, the same group, maybe this group has failed to advise him rightly. Maybe the same group has never voiced things, clear things that could be told the president clearly. Then he should look around. We have, if he wants people with PhDs, we have many.
They shared the expectations from the new ministers.
Now that is a full minister. This is a well-known person who is known in all these districts. So it is up to him now to give him pressure. If they want something, they should pressurize him. This is now the right time for Karamojong, wherever they are, to begin giving him proper attention and even push. There are things he cannot do alone, but they should support him.
But we now expect the minister to address this. We expect issues of irrigation, water for production. We expect the minister to share these challenges with the mandated ministries.
Because we used to blame other tribes. Now since we have got a Karamojong, he knows the problem of the Karamojong. So he has to move around to check all these water places, what the problems where we were saying there is a problem. So we want the minister to start first consulting district by district to know their problem.
To make sure that all the Karamoja go to school. That is very important. That is for me, if Lokeris, Honorable Lokeris is coming, and since he's coming, we will want to talk about it.
However, they have asked the president to increase on the budget allocation of the ministry and also have officers transferred to Karamoja sub-region for proper coordination and development.
Still working, he has a wide experience, I believe, but given support by who? By government, by giving what is required to run that ministry. I'm sure maybe we shall have some change, maybe.
To the office to Moroto. What I mean is that the desk of the accountant, all accountants should shift in Moroto. The office of the PS should shift here. And if there is any continuation in Kampala, that might be on just thin staff like 1 or 2 people. But the rest of the staff should be here so that we can access this office at will. But without that, oh my God, it will just be same tourism. You come for 2, 3, 4 days, you go back.
The Karamoja pledged to support Peter Lokeris and called upon leaders from the sub-region to work hand in hand with him to develop Karamoja. Peter Lokeris replaces Dr. Mary Goreti Chitutu, who has been Minister for Karamoja Affairs, deputized by Agnes Nandutu as the State Minister for Karamoja Affairs. Dennis Ikoa and Maureen Iga for UBC News.
And just a point of correction, Minister Peter Lokeris was the former Minister of State for Energy and Mineral Development, now the new Minister for Karamoja Affairs. Just to correct that. Now, moving ahead, Prime Minister Right Honorable Nabanja Robina has challenged leaders at all levels to focus on the importance of hygiene and sanitation in enhancing human development and social well-being of the people. While presiding over the national commemoration of the World Sanitation Week held at Kakumiro District Headquarters, Nabanja promised to support and strengthen coordination for improved water, sanitation and hygiene plus service delivery through the existing frameworks.
Activities to commemorate the World Sanitation Week in Kakumiro District included welcoming the chief guest Robina Nabanja with hundreds of boda cyclists who escorted her to town for over 2 kilometers. This was also a gesture to congratulate her for being retained as Prime Minister of Uganda in the recent cabinet reshuffle. Prime Minister Nabanja urged residents of Kakumiro to embrace sanitation and hygiene for sustainable health living.
This water, once it is done to reduce uncommunicable diseases, the waterborne diseases in our area. We know in 2016, when Kakumiro was made a district, and what we are now. In 2016, Kakumiro district did not have piped water. We now have it.
She promised support to strengthen coordination for improved water, sanitation and hygiene service delivery.
The President embraced the national programs aimed at poverty reduction, such as Emyoga, the Parish Development Model, which is our latest national flagship program.
Minister of State for Health in charge of primary health care, Margaret Muhanga, expressed concern over laxity by the public to embrace good hygiene and sanitation practices.
It's simply poor hygiene that brings dysentery, cholera, all those. By the way, even accidents are preventable. Most of these accidents we are getting are from drunken drivers.
Dr. Diana Atwine, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Health, says development and good health are synonymous.
Leaders, get out of comfort zone. Hold people accountable who do not meet, who are exposing people to sickness. That is actually, those people can be charged in courts of law. The law is there.
State Minister for Transport, Fred Byamukama, lauded government for extending services to the people of Kakumiro and the country in general.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister has commissioned the 11.2 billion water project.
Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Robin Nabanja launched construction works of an 11 billion pipeline water project that will serve 4 sub-counties and over 84 villages. She thanked President Yoweri Museveni for retaining her as Premier and promised to serve with more commitment. Kakumiro district was selected to host the national celebrations of sanitation and hygiene because of its basic sanitation of 23% and hand-washing coverage of 50%. In schools, the people's stance is 49% hand-washing, while menstrual hygiene management is 68%. In regard to healthcare facilities, safe water coverage is at 60.9, with only 4.3 having access to basic sanitation, 34 having access to basic hand hygiene, while healthcare waste management stands at 43.5%.
Now, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, UBC, has hosted the Managing Director of South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation, James Magog Chilim. In his interaction with UBC Managing Director Winston David Agaba, James Magog requested for technical assistance from UBC in terms of training now that South Sudan is preparing for the general elections.
Uganda Broadcasting Corporation UBC was privileged to host the Managing Director of South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation, James Magog Chilim. Magog was received by his counterpart, Winston David Agaba, and other members of management who guided him around UBC studios for both TV and radio. He explained that the purpose of visiting UBC was to benchmark but also seek technical assistance.
And South Sudan is preparing for general election 2024, and we are looking forward to have a support from UBC, the team of UBC, the expert, the training. We also wanted UBC to come and cover elections. We exchanged with MD on how we can work together as both countries and both sister institutions work together. I have an issues of technical work, which I'm also requesting the MD to have a UBC technical team, the engineer, to come ground there and see our setup and how they can help us. We are also working on how to bring our team here to be able to see what I have seen now, the well-done setup, the newsroom, all the control room.
The Managing Director of UBC, Winston Agaba, expressed optimism for collaboration, not only with South Sudan, but other countries in the East African community.
We've interacted before, and we look forward to sharing experiences and making sure that the experience we have, because we have very experienced engineers, reporters, and it's a cross-cutting area that we look forward to working with them, supporting them. And as the East African community gets together, we need to look at better ways of leveraging our numbers. So other than going to negotiate for satellite as UBC, as South Sudan Broadcasting, as Kenya Broadcasting, Tanzania, we want to go as a block. Even for rights, like for football and all that.
National broadcasters play a critical role in offering a broad range of services, like disseminating information which helps in reaching areas that would be otherwise underserved by the private media. Adia Nakute, UBC.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200K to stock my shop. the signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hustle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? Wesotinge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour fog? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit All Day Confidence.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
For generations now, the World Bank has supported various developmental programs in many developing countries. In Uganda, one of the many programs that the World Bank supports is Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development Program, USMID, under the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development. Since 2019, the USMID through the World Bank funding has been supporting urban development projects in 33 local governments comprising of 10 cities, 12 municipalities and 11 districts that host a large number of refugees. Infrastructure projects like roads with all features like drainages, cycle and pedestrian lanes, green islands, underground utility ducts, solar street lighting, among so many others have changed faces of the urban centers. While static infrastructure like markets, resource centers, community halls, and stadiums are enhancing social cohesion in district local governments hosting large numbers of refugees. Over the next 9 weeks, our senior reporter Henry Okurot will give an assessment of the impact of this project across the country every Friday in the 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. news bulletins on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Welcome back, and we are glad you're still tuned onto UBC and News Tonight in particular. Now, for the people of Isingiro, Kamwenje and Kiriadongo districts, life has become unique thanks to accessibility, connectivity and easy movement. The Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development, USMID, has recently seen milestones registered through implementation of various infrastructural projects, including upgrading of roads. Both refugees and host communities are benefiting from the World Bank funded projects.
This is a cocktail of refugees and host communities somewhere in the northwestern district of Kiriandongo. While some are walking on foot, some are riding bicycles, as others cruise on motorcycles. They are partaking of the road, which is currently under construction. It is Karuma Okweche Alero Konadek Road, one of the infrastructure projects being implemented under the OSMID program of Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development and its gesture. Leaders of Kiriandongo appreciate.
USMID interventions in Kiriandongo district has helped in very many areas of development. The coming in of this project, first of all, it has improved on our infrastructural developments. To mention roads, environment, water, school, markets, among others.
The initiative is extended to Nanda Popara Mutunda Road, as well as the stretch from Panyadoli to the refugee settlement.
Within there we have Yabwengi Primary School. We also have the Nanda Primary School. So it is connecting also our children to the schools, our community to the health center. Another road is the low-cost ceiling, which is in a tarmac form from Bweyale Town Council. The road that goes to OPM, it is called Rift Valley.
Also, the 4.9 billion Uganda shillings bridge along Alaro Ongwalwo Laboke Road of over 11 kilometers and Karuma Okweche Alero Swamp of about 18 kilometers are milestones worth welcoming. The idea is to ease movement within and without refugee settlement. It is so far so good.
Me as a beneficiary, for sure we used to pass from the other side. And this road was really very, very bad, most especially the other side, whereby when people were going, there were a lot of accidents, people were moving, people were dying. Even there was a time someone got accident here, was badly hurted.
Similar to this is what the people of Isengiro are jubilating over.
The USMID have constructed us the market, which is called Chavuzare Market, which is going to boost the economy of the people in the district. They have constructed us another market in Isingiro Town Council, that is a business center of the district, where I think and I hope all my people that don't have money will at least use this opportunity to go in this market and give services to the people.
This is witnessed at the Nyunju to Rwempaju Cross drainage structure. It has an extension of 0.51 kilometer in Irushasha sub-county. Its construction has seen a return to life from the old, desperate, hard-to-cross paths to the current easy-to-ride-through moment.
Embere kaberimbi umukutambura na mnonga echiruka mukamugenda muhikaha umesho mushangamizi gataramere ubanza murgaha pichi mutambuze bigere.
The bridge connects Isingiro and Rakai districts. School-going children and the residents in the refugee host districts can easily move. In the real sense of the word, this is how bad the situation was. Besides being a loss-making stretch for traders, it was also an accident spot. Today, the predicament is history.
Okurga hano nko kwika nkargaga kumwatkorira orugudo hatembera ninungi.
82 kilometers of roads have been upgraded in a single district, 3 markets and 2 resource centers.
The road network has helped us as the district at least to curb down all the challenges that we have been facing as far as considering the roads.
Similar achievements are open for all to see in Kamwenge, another district hosting large number of refugees in western Uganda. Out of 8 projects, 6 stand at 100% complete, while the remaining 2 are at 87%.
Under the USMID grant, we have been able to improve the gravel roads to Class C, a total number of kilometers is around 50 kilometers. The playground alone is about 3.8 billion. That is the cost at completion.
All in all, a total of 24 projects have been implemented under USMID in these refugee hosting districts. It consists of 11 projects implemented in Isingiro, 8 in Kamwenge, and 5 in Kiriandongo district.
And I really thank you so much. I thank the government for the project. I thank what you are doing. And I hope now we are going to feel okay. Even those one who are bringing their goods from the other side coming to the center, they will also be happy.
People will be able to use the road very well to take their produce and their food from the village to Karuma town market, and also be able to carry fish and other items from Karuma to supply the communities in the village up to Mutunda where the auction is.
Should we complete this Karuma Okweche Alero to Kona Deck, which is 18 kilometers, I think we shall be 100%, and that will mark the end of the implementation under this support for this financial year.
The project for additional funding to Uganda support to municipal infrastructure development has been on since April 2019 under the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, and shall be closing in 3 months' time on June 30th, 2024. Government has commenced on efforts to have a second phase from 2025 to 2030. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Attention everyone, the Ministry of Health has planned to vaccinate all persons aged 1 year to 60 years old to protect them against yellow fever disease. The mass vaccination will take place in 53 districts in these regions: Kampala, Buganda, Teso, Ankole and Karamoja. Vaccination is free and available at all government health facilities and outreach posts in these regions. The vaccination campaign will take place from April 2nd to April 8th, 2024. The vaccine is safe, effective and free of charge and has been approved by World Health Organization and Ministry of Health. This message is from Ministry of Health with support from Gavi.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanyi kuzunga na banka siripsi? Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga onyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Hi Fifi, how are you?
I'm fine. Baby, whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain and body weakness.
My dear, go to MX Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group.
Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype, and how much you need to exercise? Come
to Timex Nutrition Center for professional advice on how to manage your health and immune boosting. At Timex, we treat diseases like diabetes, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, pressure, and many more. For details, find us at our headquarters in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor. We also have a branch in Barara, or call us on 0758 819952 or 0778 288361. Timex, be your own doctor.
Welcome back. Let's step into the world of business. As Uganda joins the rest of the world to commemorate the World Water Day, there is hope that it will reach the United Nations safe water coverage of 100% by 2030. This is visibly seen by the increasing number of waterworks all over the country and the drilling of boreholes by non-government organizations.
Achieving the United Nations set targets for safe water coverage by 2030 is in the spotlight as the government reaches 70% safe water coverage, while commissioning 31 boreholes drilled this year by the Nile Humanitarian Development Agency in Luwero. Chairman Issa Chilalira stated that access to quality, safe and clean water should not be a privilege for the few.
Others may take it lightly, but water is life and water is very important. Like you recognize the theme, accelerating change to solve the global water and sanitation crisis. The moment you respect this theme, you would have contributed greatly to eliminating disease. And I think all the hospitals in the world will recognize your input, because the moment cleanness is available, as a result of water being available, diseases are nowhere. So we are glad to join the world in marking World Water Day 2023, of which the theme is accelerating change to solve the global water and sanitation crisis. We believe that access to quality, safe and clean water should not be a preserve of the few, but a right for all.
Chilalira thanked the government for providing a conducive environment that favors non-governmental organizations to implement programs that meet Uganda's general development goals.
And this credit goes to none other than His Excellency the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for creating a very good environment where NGOs like Nile Humanitarian Development Agency and others, and of course Ministry of Water, to avail every citizen water. I think we are getting there when it comes to the goals of millennium, when it comes to millennium goals, because water is one of them.
On their part, Luwero residents praised the Nile Humanitarian Development Agency for this contribution.
We had a great challenge of water. We have a big enrollment here at school, but we were always challenged with the water. Being a dry season, children used to walk around looking for water with the bottles of water which they got at home, but within a very short time that water was always used up.
Before that, we were challenged with water. Our children would move around, would move longer distances looking for water, and they work at the school. We are delaying because of water. But now everything is going on smoothly.
Okay. My name is Nabunya Khanifa, a school director of Luwero Happy Hours Junior School. But our pupils were walking a longer distance, searching for water. In fact, sometimes we thought that accidents they might get accidents on the way getting water.
The day was celebrated under the theme Accelerating Change to Solve the Global Water and Sanitation Crisis. Sudat Kaye and Henry Muganga, UBC News.
Are you planning or in the process of traveling abroad for work?
Using irregular channels to find and travel for work abroad often seems cheaper and faster, but you risk being trafficked, mistreated, or forced to do work you did not agree to. Using proper channels is safer, offers more protection, and better access to support services when problems arise. Do not be deceived. Choose the proper channels. Always verify all information before traveling abroad for work by contacting the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, your local district labour office or DSOS office. You can also visit EEMIS website on eemis.nglsd.go.ug. This message is brought to you by the International Labour Organization with support from the Government of Switzerland.
March is the month of film magic as the Uganda Communications Commission brings you the regional film competition. Experience the excitement across Uganda. Northern region in Moroto from the 4th to the 8th of March. Eastern region in Jinja from the 11th to the 15th of March. Central region in Mityana from the 18th to the 22nd of March. Western region in Kasese from the 24th to the 27th of March. Come and watch some of the best films made by your very own creative minds on their way to stardom. Follow and support the different nominees as they battle for top honors in each regional film competition. The winners will walk away with prestigious awards and exciting prizes. The regional film competition is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission, increasing diversity of Ugandan content.
World of sports. In the world of sports, thank you so much for sticking it with us. In the world of sports, Pal Bikers Africa, a fellowship of motorcycle enthusiasts united by the passion to ride for a purpose, this year have traveled to Lira, as we hear more from John Barnes Centum.
For the sole purpose of engaging in a corporate social responsibility initiative, members of Pal Bikers Africa are off to Lira.
Every year we come up with an activity calendar. So this year's activity calendar has kicked off with, this is the first activity for our club. We have about 4 objectives as a club. The first, we are health conscious, so we try to raise awareness about HIV, AIDS and cancer. 2, we are very, very passionate about children. Any cause about children, be it orphans, be it education, whatever it is, we step up and we partner with other people who have similar causes. 3, we are very keen about road safety. We are bikers and we're keen about road safety. We'd like to further the interest or the adherence to safety of all bikers out there. And the 4th one is a very strategic partnership that we have made with the Uganda Cycling Academy, and that is geared towards sustainability of the environment.
While in Lira this Saturday, Pal Bikers Africa will add their weight to the facelifting of Ngeta Babies Home. This institution that caters for several disadvantaged youth since 1968 will receive 30 bags of cement from the Pal Bikers Africa.
Yes. So our support, we hope, will give a step towards achieving the goal of constructing a dome for the children.
The fellowship aspires that through its charity campaigns to convey hope, good cheer and material support to the people it interacts with.
Well, thank you so much for sticking it with us. That's all we had time for. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock.